I got my first Ohuhus. Let's review them. So I've been waiting to review these for a day now, so I'm just excited to get into them. I haven't used them at all. I have opened up the package and opened up a few of the markers, but I have not used them. I didn't even swatch them yet. So it says Ohuhu, and it has a really nice handle. It's in this black bag. I got the Ohuhu pastel colors. Let's open it up so you can see them. Aren't they beautiful? I love how pretty these markers look. So I'm going to be doing a review on them today. So I'm very excited because these are very pretty and they're my first Ohuhus. So let's show you what's in here. Obviously 48 colors and a colorless blender. As you can see, comes with a bleeding sheet. If you are coloring on thin paper, please put this pad between your coloring sheets to prevent any bleed through. And it's like a rubbery kind of material, so very nice. I'm very excited to be using this. Then, if you look in the front, you have like an instruction pamphlet, and I'm not going to go through all of it for you. And here is like the digital swatches of this pack. Blending tutorial and stuff. I have the Honolulu sets, and if you do not know what that means, it basically means like each type of nibs. So the Honolulu set has a brush nib and a chisel nib. So that's what the Honolulu set is. Basically it's like different islands for the different types of nibs that go together in a marker, so they have different sets. So that's not all. Look at this. We got our swatch cards. We got swatch card number 1, swatch card number 2. Very excited to get into this, so let's get into the swatching. So, when I was swatching, I messed up that one, as you can see. But the chisel tip was very nice. It worked well, and the colors did go down well. Obviously, I was disappointed that some of them were not pastel, but what can you do? But overall, they were really nice markers. So here are the finished swatches. So this is swatch card number 1, which has all the pinkies, the blues, the purples, basically all the good pastel colors that you came for. Then we've color swatch 2. So these are kind of the grays, the browns, the skin tones, neons, apparently greens, and a final couple blues. So as you can tell, these are definitely like not the most pastel markers. Like some of them are like highlighters, like this one, Mellow Peach. I don't think that's supposed to be that bright if it's supposed to be mellow. Lime green, or whatever this green is. No, that's yellowish green. That's very bright. That is a highlighter. So like there's like 3 highlighter colors that I can already see. The grays look pretty good. They're pretty light. And a few of these pinks are pretty bright, like the light hot pink and what pink is that? The light pink. So yeah, but I'm really loving the purples and the blues. So overall, most of them are like pretty pastel, and if I had like my other swatch card for my other markers, which I do not, like you could put in comparison and you'd see that in fact these markers are lighter than those markers. But I had no problems with the markers. They were very good. As you saw, I used the chisel nib just because I didn't want to waste any ink on my brush nib. so I have not used the brush nib yet, but I will. So that is all I have to say about the swatches. They're really good. I also used the bleeding sheet in the recording, if you saw, and it works good. Now let's see the bleeding. So as you can see, it didn't bleed very much, but you can definitely see the colors. When I saw other people's reviews, they definitely bled so much more, but I think that's just because they layered a lot, and you can only see like where I end, that's where like the most of the ink has gone. Because I didn't layer very much. As you can see here, I messed up, so I just scribbled that out and like put the color right there. So yeah, those are the swatch cards. Now I'm gonna get into coloring them. So yeah. So as I was coloring, they were very nice to work with. I really loved the brush tip of these markers. I think they work very well and they were very flexible, but they didn't feel like they were going to break, which is very important to some brush tip markers. And as you can see, I'm almost finished coloring. I haven't tried to blend because I have very simple blending techniques. So here's the end result of the drawing. I'm very happy with the drawing, but now I want to talk a little bit more about the markers. So I'm going to tell you the pros and the cons of these markers. Let us start with the cons. The cons of these markers is that they're not very pastel. Some of them are neon. You see that one, that one, that one, like a few of them, that one. A few of them are pretty neon. My other con is the caps don't match the actual swatches. So that was a little bit disappointing to see that like they didn't match, which they should match obviously. But yeah. So now those are all my cons. Let's get into the pros. The pros of these markers are there are some pretty pastel colors in this pack. They're very nice, and it does have some skin tones, which is nice. So that would be a pro. The next thing is the markers are very high quality. They feel really nice, and I just really like how the brush tip is. And they're just very good markers. So now let's go on to price. These markers were about, I think $30-something on Amazon. So I'm pretty sure that there are other listings that are higher than that. Now, it would have been less if I had like gotten the bullet tip and the chisel tip, but no, I mean the bullet and brush tip, but I really wanted the chisel nib in case I have to do larger areas and I don't want to waste ink. So, or like waste my brush tip. So I decided to get this pack, which costed me more money. So now some final thoughts about these markers are this is a good marker set. They're very good and I would recommend these to you. So I do recommend these markers. The only thing I have to say about that is these shouldn't be your first markers, like your first ever alcohol pack, like this is what you're starting out with. That would not be a good idea because you're not going to have lots of dark colors and you're not going to have it black. So you're really going to want a black, trust me, because blacks are very good for some outfits. And if you do not have a black, it's not going to be very good. So those are my final reviews and thoughts on these lovely Ohuhu markers. I hope you enjoyed this video and have an amazing day. Bye!